Wow, cool. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a test of a very cool webinar that I'm going to do on Thursday morning. So this is mainly to test the software, but I'll go a little bit into content in case you're lucky enough to be listening. See, I get to see myself. And anyway, let's go to settings here. So, okay. Everything seems to be good in settings. Q&A, okay. This feature is disabled, Q&A, okay. Screen share. So I want to share with you the screen because that's, tomorrow, Thursday, that's going to be a PowerPoint. So that'll be very good. Q&A, there's no Q&A. Why is that disabled? I wonder. Q&A. This feature is disabled. What's this one? Showcase. This feature is disabled. Chat. All right, very good. So we can have a group chat. That's awesome. So good. I said remember chat. Okay. So this will have, I like that. PowerPoint. I'm going to do a PowerPoint with music. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So now I just want to go a little bit into content and share a little bit about my journey. As you can see, I'm not in my 20s or 30s or even 40s. And I've had so many experiences in life, it's been hard to really focus in and narrow in on what I really want to work with people on. But it's really interesting because this journey has taken me full circle from what I wanted to do when I started to what I am currently doing. So interestingly enough, I just want to, my name is Susan Kennedy, and I do know some of you on the call today, which I'm grateful that you're here and you can hear my story. Life is good. Life is good no matter where you are in life and no matter what circumstances are. They may be painful. They may seem like there's no end, but life is good and the universe has our back. And I fully believe that. And I want to just tell you, this journey started in my late 50s. And I want to tell you what the circumstances were, how I responded, and a little bit about my new system, my step-by-step formula for really creating whatever it is you want in your life, because I do believe you can have it. You may not have it immediately. It is a journey, and it requires some work on your part, which to me, the work isn't the work. The real work is changing the vibration. So let's start with this story. 2 years ago, last September, so it's been 2 years and 3 months ago, my husband came walking by my office, on his way to the bedroom, carrying his briefcase, and it was about 4 in the afternoon. And I said, "Wow, you're home early." And he said, "Yeah, got laid off today with 3 months severance." And I went, oh, okay. But I knew he was distraught, and I knew he'd be okay. So my mind just immediately started going to, well, okay, 3 months severance, good. He had a great job. He's a great person. He knows a lot of people. He'll get another job quickly. He looks young and not a problem. So I thought, that's fine. So good. Okay, something different, right? But then my mind went to, how could they just give him 3 months severance? Oh my gosh. But that's okay. I said, no worries. In the meantime, we sort of talked about cutting back on the non-essentials, like eating out and our beautiful Manuela. So within 3 months, he worked he worked finding a job. He's well connected, met with tons of influential people. He hadn't even had one interview in 3 months. Okay, severance is gone. It's Christmas time. Unemployment kicks in. And if anybody's been on unemployment, it's not anywhere near your salary, right? But it is something. And I'm not complaining. We scaled back. The people, it's a slow time to find a job at Christmas. I was hearing all the mindset things people said. It's a slow time to find a job at Christmas. At your level, it takes a year or more. If you've been with, my husband had been with this company 27 years and been a partner for 8 or 9 years, the last 8 or 9 years. So, everyone's saying, well, it's going to take a year or more to find a job if you're lucky. So all of that stuff, I just go, no, he'll find a job. He is better than that. He will find a job. So January, February came, no interviews. I started waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety and worry. And it was, I remember it because I wouldn't go to sleep with anything on my mind, and I would wake up. What are we going to do? Am I doing the right thing? Trying to build my business. How do I get it going faster? Should I get a job? Do we need to bring Cameron home from school? Yeah, all of this stuff went through my mind. And like the third time it happened, I went, this is crazy. I don't need to live through this. This is not me. So I thought, how can I fix this? How can I was talking with a friend, and she said, how do you want to feel? I said, I'm going to feel like I did before he was laid off. She said, okay. So then I went, oh, yeah, go to the feeling that I want to feel. Safe, secure, even though my head knows there's no such thing. There was abundant money coming in. So I put that feeling on, and I did that for every night for a week before I went to bed. And anytime I would come get that little anxious feeling, and after that week, I never had it again. I never had it again. And I'm telling you this because this is huge. It's difficult to attract clients when you're anxious. Even though you're not anxious about attracting clients, if there's something about that, even if they don't see it, when there's something about the energy. And we all know everything is energy. Everything is energy. Our thoughts, our actions, what we eat is energy. But okay, so the energy, the anxiety and worry are gone. And what that did was raised my vibration and allowed me to think from a different place. Okay? And until I could do that, I couldn't be a match for what I wanted. So I continued investing in myself. I have 2 beautiful, wonderful, high-end mentors. They're amazing women. And I had made some investments before that weren't quite as good, even though they were just as costly. And we were six-figure credit card debt. And I wasn't bringing in any money. Well, a little. So, but I every time before I invested, I said, is this the right thing? Is this the right mentor? And the answer was yes. So after February, and my husband hadn't had any interviews yet, I started talking to him about selling our home. Now, I loved our home. We'd been there 10 years. It was a beautiful home. We had a great pool. I created a garden and a sanctuary on the side, and we loved it. However, when my husband said, just get a job for a year or 2, and we'll weather the storm, I thought back to when I was in corporate for 20 years, and I tried it on. I have to try things on to see if it fits. And I said, no. I said, no, your value is owning this big, beautiful home, and I love it. My value is investing in me and experience and growing my coaching business. And he said, okay. So we talked to some realtors and we put our house on the market. Right? I continued my investment in myself. I continued growing my business, and he continued looking for a job. So I'm still watching the money, the savings go down. My son's college fund was running out because my husband had had a bonus in a couple of years. And the credit card bills were being met, but there were no extras. We couldn't eat out. We didn't eat out. We chose not to eat out. And I followed my path. So what's my whole point in all this? Well, here's another thing. I'll just finish the story. We sold our home. We sold it very quickly to the second people that looked at it. We sold our home and we packed up really fast, and we had to find a house to rent really fast, and we did. Okay, so we get in our new house and we're kind of like shell-shocked and relieved all at the same time. You know, if something breaks, we don't have to pay for it because our house kept breaking. In the year he was laid off, we spent $25,000 on repairs. It's ridiculous. And the last big repair that came needed insurance and a deductible. And finally, my husband realized we need to sell. So we did. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to December the next year. Still no job. Second Christmas without a job. And December 24th, my husband was out in the living room, and I was saying, "Hey, come here a minute." And he's kind of yelling at me. He's like, "No, I got to go take this call." I said, "Okay." So when he came back, he said, "I got a job. I got an offer today." And I just broke down in happy tears. I was grateful. I was relieved. He was happy. And I can't explain the relief. So, you know, moving forward, knowing the right thing's going to happen. My husband did it, and I did it. So that's not the end of the story, though. So I'll continue on. So his job pays less than his last job, considerably less. And he's brand new. He'll have been there a year in December. So there's been no raise, no bonus, and I don't know if there will be. So that's okay. So we had it. We were getting used to less money, but at least it was money coming in. So still every month we were going. Well, we went through our house equity, and we were still using that every month to make ends meet, just paying all our bills. And we were 6 figures in credit card debt. And it's funny because my coach would say, "Well, so, you know, why do you do what you do?" And I said, "Well, I want to pay off this debt." It's funny because now I can look back and go, she was so right. What do I really want? And yes, I wanted the debt gone. That was my big prayer, is that this debt would go away within 2 years. I kept praying that. And I did not know how that was going to happen. I couldn't even see it. My only how was my coaching business takes off and I'm making $20,000, $30,000 a month. Okay. That was my how. And it's just funny how the universe works, because my husband's working his butt off, working harder than he ever did, making less money. I'm working my butt off, getting my business really going and changing things in my life. And I signed up for a mastermind group, a high-end mastermind group that has me travel to Santa Barbara 3 times in 9 months. So my first trip to Santa Barbara was awesome, because if you know me, you know I love the water, and we were right there on the water. And after Santa Barbara, I had a trip to Florida planned. I was You know, my soul has been calling me to the west coast of Florida for about 3 years now to go and explore that area, to live there, and at least part-time live there. And I wouldn't do it until I felt certain I had the money to do it, you know, and with all the credit card bills we had, I didn't want to add to that. And then I decided, take my own advice and don't wait for the circumstances. If you believe that's what you need to do, go do it. Don't wait for the circumstances to be right. They may never be right. But if you're not doing what you need to do, what you're being called to do, then the pieces of your life aren't going to fall into place. So I went to Florida, water again. I dined outside every single day. I was on the water every single day. I loved it. And it's funny, I came home thinking I would be traveling there once a month, not once a month, a month or two out of the year. And I'm not being drawn there. So there was something I had to complete with Florida, which is fine. And in my mastermind group, there was a lot of energy clearing done to open me up to experience my joy. And I really got in touch with and you can laugh if you want, the things that bring me joy, the thing that lights me up is playing sports. I played sports my whole life till my son was born, and I gave it up because I thought I was too old. You know, I thought I should because it's his turn. Well, it's interesting. There's there's a game out there called pickleball, and a lot of older people play it, and it's perfect. Gets your heart rate up, it gets you sweating, it's competitive, it's fun. And I joined a pickleball league. I've played 3 times in my life, and I joined a league, a competitive league, because I wanted to get back to that feeling I had of that teamsmanship and the fun competition. And I've been doing that for a month and a half. I went to the beach. I've been to the ocean 1, 2, 3, 4 times this year. That's a lot for me living in Texas. So I am living my truth as best I can from where I live right now. And I'm gonna say, I don't go back. My faith, my belief, and my continued positive expectancy were the number one thing that allowed me to continue my path and allowed me to be open to receive and get in alignment with what it is I really want. Okay. I love the term positive expectancy, and it's not expecting a positive thing. It's having the belief that you will receive whatever it is that you want, and know that you can have it. Because if you can't believe it, the positive expectancy is just expecting it to happen anyway, no matter what. Okay? So no matter what, I knew our situation was going to be okay, because I'm on the right track building my business, and my husband's on his right path because he loves what he does. Okay? So envision the outcome. So I envision outcomes for me all the time, but this particular outcome was that all our debt would be paid off at one time. I had no idea how that was going to happen, because even with my coaching practice, it would happen a little bit at a time. Now we have some investments that we made 7 years ago, 6, 7, and 8 years ago, and it helped make some of that debt that we have, but we believed in what we were putting the money in. And so that's just something that I thought that'll pay off one day. And I don't know how much, and their chances are that it wouldn't pay off, but that was the only possibility And my prayer and my vision would be that our debt was paid off in one fell swoop and not piecemeal. Okay, so I held that vision, and I kept living from that faith that that was going to happen, because otherwise I couldn't be investing in myself so heavily, right? So put the feeling on of what it feels like to be debt free, because I've had this much debt for a long time. And I moved forward that way. I went to Florida, put on a credit card. I went to Santa Barbara, put on a credit card. I invested in the mastermind group. Okay. What that does, it immediately changes your vibe. It changed my vibe. And now when I feel like I'm getting a low vibe, if I start to gripe about stuff, if I complain, if I'm frustrated, how do I want to feel? Because I have a board up here, I want to feel freedom, inspired, expansive, glowing. That's how I want to feel. And those things don't put me there. And when I'm in my vibe, the one I really want, I attract people, opportunities, money. I attract things to me. Okay. For months before all of this happened, I got really stuck in my business. And I say stuck because, I had to be on Facebook. I had to make these posts. Oh my God, I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to run a webinar. I didn't know. It was such a struggle for me. And I realized, was one of my mentors says, building my business is as easy as I make it. And I went, who's the creator here? Yes. So this all happened in the time frame where when my husband was laid off, I kept thinking, I got to do it. I got to be the one. I got to bring some money in. It didn't happen then. Okay. It's happening now. Now I'm doing what feels great to me. I'm playing pickleball in a league once a week. I play one other day a week just to get in a little bit of shape. I walk out in nature. I absolutely love it. Opportunities have opened up. I've had an opportunity to facilitate a Desire Map book club and take 7 fabulous women on a lake retreat. That was pretty awesome. I started writing my book. I have fun with my meetup group, and I did start one in Clearwater, Florida as well, and I look forward to getting back there if I'm called to it. I'm not being called to that area right now, so that's interesting. But other opportunities are opening up. Someone else wants to collaborate on a book with me. It's just amazing when your vibration is in alignment with what you truly want. Yeah, I wanted to build my business earlier, but I wasn't ready. And I want to share with you. So when you're in the middle of circumstances, you can't see what you can't see. You can't see the reason. You can't see the brilliance of everything. All you can see is the circumstance and feel the pain, unless you choose something different. So when you can find the benefits or the reasons or the better things that are being created, this is just like a wake-up call. And it was a wake-up call for my husband and me. Okay? It's from the things are being created from a situation that you don't think you want. Because I wouldn't have chosen that. I would not have chosen that. It's like a major course correction. And if you embrace it and step up to become more of who you really are, the powerful creator of your own life, then the universe conspires with you, for you, in your favor. It's always in your favor. You just don't see it, right? It doesn't always give you what you think you want. It gives you what you need. to become more of who you are. And when you are more of who you are is when flow begins. And that includes flow of money, flow of opportunity, flow of people, flow of relationships, and even flow of health. Okay? So anytime you're in circumstances, step back and breathe. Know yourself, love yourself, and be yourself. And give yourself credit for how far you have come. And if there's more to get through, which there always will be, we're human. Acknowledge the ways. I want to acknowledge the ways that my husband and I have expanded and grown in the past 2 years, far more than if things had gone according to my plan. And I can honestly say I'm happier, I'm far happier and more in love with my life than I was just 2 years ago. Okay, so, and I didn't say this, this past October, I started tracking money that was coming into my house. I started realizing, I know money's energy, and I've learned it, I've heard it, I've taught it, but I decided to live what I teach, and so I focused on the money coming in, and I wrote it down. I made a tracking sheet, and on that date the money came in, I'd write it down. I also spent time in July and August, reading a book about establishing a relationship with money. So I did. It's all energy. And I invited money in. I have a special place where I invite money every morning. I celebrate when money comes in. I celebrate and I'm grateful. And I have had a drink of wine with money and told money how much I appreciated it. Because I do. Because without money, there's a lot of things I can't do, right? You too. And with money, I can make a bigger impact in the world. And that's my goal. What else do I want to share with you? So really, there's the faith and belief are huge, or the positive expectancy, I like to call it, because it combines the faith and belief. You can't fake positive expectancy. Either you expect that it's going to happen, or you don't believe it. It's not both, and it's one or the other. Okay? Immediately changing your vibration when you realize it's low, because you're going to attract what you're vibrating at. So if you're in doubt and worry, you can attract more than that, more of that. Okay? If you can pick it up and at least exude some happiness or gratitude, then that's what you get. Also, changing my vibe. Speaking of changing my vibe, I dance. I spontaneously put music on and dance. And I just had a wig dance done for me, and I was up jamming with it. Oh my God, it was fun. I love moving my body. I love being out in nature. I love a friendly competition. Okay. So faith, belief, positive expectancy, the knowing, the visualizing, the being grateful that it's already here, and living from that place. That raises your vibration to match what it is you want. And I've been doing that consistently since July, August, September. I was sporadic before that, and I'll be honest with you, I'm human, but consistently since July. And so the faith, belief, continued positive expectancy, changing your vibe when you know it's low, doing what feels great, because that is the point of life, is to feel great. And I'm not talking about, anyway, do what your soul is calling you to do. And then track your money coming in. Have a relationship with money. Let me write that down in a different way. So yeah, I mean, I hear all about gratitude is amazing, and it's all in here. The faith, belief, and the continued positive expectancy. Have gratitude. The changing your vibe when it's low. Gratitude is a great way to do that. So are all these other things. Some people do yoga. Some people run. Okay, doing what feels great and being grateful for everything that you get to do. And then opportunities open up. And then acknowledge the ways, like just acknowledge how far you've come. Okay? Do you do better when people give you praise or criticism? Yeah, I do much better with praise. I grew up with criticism, but I choose praise. So now that I've shared all that, I just want to let you know that on my mastermind trip to Santa Barbara in October, I had an email from my husband that he got from one of our investments that says, please forward us your bank account information because we're having a payout and it's bigger than we want to write a check for. You don't want to get a check in the mail on this. And that's all it said. It didn't say when it was coming exactly, but that means soon. And it didn't say how much. So I was in the middle of my mastermind with my sisters, and I shared it, and no one seemed to care. So I just said, well, okay, whatever, that's fine. And when I got home, I had a trip to Florida about a week later. And while I was in Florida, he got another email that said how much it was. And he forwarded that to me, and I was like, oh my. Oh my. And that was going to go in our bank account actually the day I got back from Florida. And it's funny how in the past I would have been so elated, but I was just like, okay, it's within 2 years and there's nothing there to pay off all our credit card debt and our cars and to replenish the college loan and to put some in savings. We needed to replenish some clothes and things like that because we've been slowed down a little bit. And all I could say is thank you. Thank you. And you know what I just heard back was thank you for stepping into who you really are. So I hope this is helpful to you guys. I just want you to know that I've been in credit card debt for a long time, 6 figures for a long time. And I never saw a how to get out of it except, we tried different strategies and things. So that, how do I say it? When the universe conspired for my husband and me, a lot of good came from it. He's stretching himself in his job. I'm stretching myself, and all the things that I'm doing with my business. My son has had to stretch himself, which has been amazing to watch. And then we have a relative who owes us about $25,000 and kept borrowing money, and it's my husband's relative. So I had a little input on it. And I said, we're enabling this relative and it needs to stop. And when we weren't having any money come in, it stopped. And it needed to stop before that, but my husband didn't have the heart to do it. So we stopped a big leak and empowered someone else. And as a matter of fact, just yesterday, he got a job, a decent job where he lives, which he hasn't had in years. So it's like our energy shifted and so did his. And so for all of this, I'm grateful. For all of you listening here, I'm grateful. And if anyone would love to talk to me about a circumstance that they're in, or something that they want to manifest, they would like to have in their lives that they can't seem to get, I am happy to talk with you. There's so much to this. I mean, you know, really everything's energy, so it really is all about the energy. But I can tell you, it's made such a tremendous difference in my life and my family's life. So if you would like to have a manifesting session with me, email me at this email address. No, here's the link. There is an application to fill out. So please, you know, complete that as best you can. And I'll send you a link to book your session. I appreciate you being here. Any questions? Well, let's go to questions. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. I love you guys, and I love life.